Some brand new features for an upcoming Tesla refresh just leaked, and if the rumors are true, this is going to totally change Tesla vehicles forever. Plus, Tesla accidentally just leaked a new feature themselves, and fans are furious. People are really not happy. Plus, the Model Y just got a price increase, and Tesla made some secret changes to their website that you need to know about right now, especially if you're considering buying a Tesla. This is the biggest news happening in the Tesla world that you need to know about right now. And a big thanks to Masterworks for sponsoring this video. So let's kick things off with a few secret changes that Tesla made during their most recent site overhaul where they dropped prices. Everyone, myself included, was very excited about that. But there were some other small changes Tesla made during that time that weren't actually as good of news as those price drops were. For example, for the last 2 years here in North America, Tesla was offering 2 free colors you could choose from. There was Pearl White and also Midnight Silver Metallic. But while the former is still free, the latter is no longer free, now costing a new pretty penny if you want to upgrade to it. This color is now going to cost you $1,000 in the configurator, leaving white as the sole free color to choose from as of right now. Of course, this is going to join deep blue with a cost of $1,000. Black is going to cost you $1,500, and red, my precious multi-coat red paint, is going to set you back $2,000 on the Model 3 and Model Y. And while we're on the subject of colors, Tesla's 2 new color offerings, Midnight Cherry and Quicksilver, both of which look fantastic, have officially launched in Europe, and they just look stunning in these in-person photos and videos. I mean, Tesla's press images always look good in their press videos, but man, to see these colors in person, or at least in person, like in real life, a little bit more from photos and videos, it just look fantastic. And it seems like with this move, Tesla is phasing out their current silver and red offerings for this, the new Quicksilver and Midnight Cherry, which is many asking the obvious question, when could we see these new colors come to other parts of the world? Well, Elon has already confirmed himself that new colors will eventually be coming to the US sooner or later, but more recently, Tesla's design chief also sort of skirted around the question a bit, but basically indirectly confirmed by saying wait and see when asked about new colors in North America. So basically it looks like we will be getting new colors in North America, but we don't know if it's going to be sort of the Midnight Cherry and Quicksilver. That probably looks most likely. Maybe it's something else. But like I mentioned, it seems like Tesla is slowly but surely phasing in these new colors and phasing out the old offerings, which makes sense. And also what sort of corroborates this a bit more is that another leak from Tesla's sort of paint leaks a couple of months ago pointed to an Abyss Blue also being a new offering. And if Tesla does release this at some point, that would mean they've replaced their silver, red, and blue offerings, leaving only sort of the standard white and black. But changing that color offering wasn't the only change Tesla made quietly when lowering prices. In fact, Tesla also increased the destination fee by $190, and they also recently raised the price of the Tesla wall connector. And also, speaking of Tesla price decreases and the whole price drop and stuff like that, I do want to mention 2 things that I think you guys need to know about the new EV federal tax credits incentives kicking into effect right now. One is that, like it says very prominently on the Tesla website, the credit, like the current credit offering, is only good from right now until March, because at that time, some new guidance is going to be delivered by the federal government on how cars are qualified and, you know, where the battery is sourced from and stuff like that. And all Teslas may not meet that criteria, and the qualifying factors may change. So if you do want to lock in those federal tax incentives, order your Tesla now so you can take delivery before those things change, because you've got to take delivery before those new guidances go into effect. So definitely keep that in mind. Okay, now we'll continue more with the video in just a moment, but first, we've got to have a bit of a difficult conversation that we've absolutely got to talk about right now. Obviously, there's no denying the fact that Tesla stock kicked off the new year with a bit of a painful bang. I'm sure you've seen the headlines, of course. It's been sort of dragging down the entire stock market, but the problem, truthfully, isn't just Tesla. The entire S&P 500 just wrapped its worst year since the financial crisis, with Bank of America warning it could flatline next year at best. Flatline as in zero returns. Now, of course, any single day doesn't make the market, and stocks like Tesla are long-term investments, but I'm sure many of us are thinking right now, there's gotta be an opportunity somewhere, right? Well, get this, that report isn't the only thing that Bank of America recently shocked people with. They reviewed an asset class that is still soaring even as we head into a bit of a grim 2023. In fact, B of A says this asset is not only an attractive hedge against inflation, but also important for diversifying. In fact, some of you may already know what it is I'm talking about, and if you've been watching my videos, you may have already even invested in it as well. And if you did, you would have seen 10% returns just since the last time I talked about it. Of course, I'm talking about investing in fine art with the help of this video's sponsor, Masterworks. I know, fine art sounds surprising, but Goldman Sachs says it can protect your purchasing power even in the face of rising prices. And truth be told, I'm sure I'm not the only one that had no idea that fine art could be such a financial asset. But after learning more about Masterworks, seeing them on CNBC, and their results over the last few months, I am not only amazed, but genuinely impressed in the incredible work that they're doing. We're talking 10.4, 35, and 13.9% net returns, all since my last video that mentioned Masterworks back in November. See, Masterworks files paintings like Picasso's with the SEC, turning legendary art into an actual investment for a fraction of the full price. They had a total of 9 exits back in 2022, and like I mentioned before, if you've been watching my videos, some of you might have even been a part of the last few. Now with those results and over 600,000 members, Masterworks has had paintings sell out in under an hour before, but your account will be preloaded with priority access just by clicking my special link down below in the description. So now is the time, more than ever before. It's so important to diversify your investing and invest in fine art with the help of the amazing system in place over at Masterworks. They make it so simple, so easy, and it's, again, so important now more than ever before to get investing in this amazing fine art market with the help of Masterworks. So learn more today, check it out for yourself today, and easily get started by clicking my special link right down below in the description. And the second thing I should mention that I didn't know, so I'm going to correct myself because I was wrong in other videos, is that apparently, according to Tesla, software upgrades or software add-ons do not count against the MSRP cap put in place by these federal tax incentives. So I had said before, if you wanted FSD, you might not want to do it because that $15,000 is going to raise the car over the MSRP cap that would qualify for those incentives. But now we're learning that is not the case. So wheel configuration, color, battery, stuff like that is going to count obviously towards the MSRP cap, but if you do want to get enhanced autopilot or full self-driving, you can go ahead and make that add-on at the time of purchase, and it will not count against you, though I will say in the case of full self-driving, I would highly recommend doing the subscription offering for $199 a month than spending $15,000 for a myriad of reasons that I've mentioned in other videos. Just something to keep in mind. You can do it, but you might want to think twice. Next up, let's talk about some of the problems that many Tesla owners are experiencing right now, myself included, with the new MyQ smart garage door integration. Basically, if you signed up for the Tesla MyQ integration, which would give you a free trial by default, for many people, the trial is now up. That 30 days has expired, and you don't have the option to continue or cancel because basically, in both of my cars and in others I've talked to, the little plug-in, like the integration, just totally stops working and errors out. And according to an owner who actually contacted MyQ, the company isn't ready to begin taking payments for this new subscription service, so the integration just stops working. In both my cars, it just errors out. I was told that you could basically remove the app and then, or I guess remove your like login credentials and re-add it and you'd be fine. So that might be a good workaround if you want to do that. Also, MyQ has now publicly stated that they are going to extend the free trial of the MyQ integration on Teslas. They didn't say why, but it might be because they're still working out some back-end things. So if your MyQ integration does stop working, I know I saw some comments on that, try unlinking your account and relinking it, or maybe try a reboot, as MyQ has some things to work out on their end to get all this up and running. And also, speaking of MyQ, for those of you who have the integration on your car, what are your thoughts on it now, like a month in? Do you like it? Do you not? Would you pay for this service on a yearly basis like MyQ would like? Let me know your thoughts on the MyQ integration down below in the comments and we can discuss. Speaking of comments, I also want to get your thoughts down below on the standard range dual motor Model Y, specifically because there's been a lot of discussion on this as of late, because when Tesla did the big price drops, which is a good thing, it made their sort of cheaper Model Y a lot less compelling. Basically, as it stands right now, the long-range Model Y is $53,490, while the standard range Model Y comes in at about $59,990. So what is that, $2,500-ish less? And many have argued that for the current pricing structure as it is right now, for $2,000, you're a lot better off just to go with the long range and get extra range and a little bit extra speed than go with the sort of standard range offering. Also, I've got some good news and bad news coming out of the world of Tesla news that you need to know about. Bad news first, Tesla actually just raised the price on one model, the long range Model Y, by $500 a few days ago, now making that car $53,490. And then some more good news, bad news, depending on your take. The very first supercharger to support non-Tesla EVs is opening to the public here in the United States. Tesla accidentally leaked this change, coming to Hawthorne, California superchargers. This is a supercharging location in Southern California that will soon, in the next few weeks, support CCS. So not only will non-Teslas be able to charge at this location, but Tesla will be rolling out their new Magic Dock with superchargers that basically gives you the option to use basically the standard Tesla connector if you're using a Tesla, or it'll come with a CCS adapter. So if you pull up with a non-Tesla EV, you've got that adapter you can plug right in and then charge your car with those fast charging speeds. According to other information and those in the know about this, a retrofit is pretty easy to do and probably will take about a day per site. So we'd expect, as the Hawthorne location comes online, other retrofits to be done in the United States and around the world to officially, more widely open up superchargers to non-Tesla EV. And the very first supercharging location in the United States to support CCS should be coming online pretty soon. All right, next up, we've also got some new information we should talk about the upcoming refresh Model 3, and I've got some good news and some bad news that you need to know. After getting these photos of the alleged refresh Model 3 a few weeks ago, we've got some new photos of this new car once again, this new refresh model, that appears to show not a whole lot is actually gonna change with this thing. And the reason this is sort of odd is that original sort of breaking Reuters report suggested that the Model 3 was gonna get a more significant design change, but this car in these photos, by and large, if this is really it, looks basically the same. Maybe there's going to be an updated front design and an updated back design. That looks like it's kind of it, at least on the outside. But despite what will or will not change on the outside of the car, we are getting some new info on what's going to be coming on the inside of this new refresh Model 3. And that does look to be super exciting and should be quite a good upgrade. For example, one thing many have noticed from this picture is that it looks like, fingers crossed, that Tesla is going to bring back the ultrasonic sensors in this new refresh Model 3, which is a great thing to see, and also sort of raises the question as to why they even removed ultrasonic sensors a few months ago and what benefit that brought. Because what many owners are sort of realizing now as they take delivery is that not having those sensors in their car really inhibits it from doing a lot of basic things. Not being able to see the distance from where you are and where a curb is in front of you or the car is in front of you is sort of unacceptable. And it looks like Tesla might be reversing course and putting ultrasonic sensors back into the refresh model sometime later this year. We're also learning more about the under the hood improvements coming with Tesla Hardware 4. We got some new leaks that give us our best look yet at the new features, and there's a couple of things here to take note of. One is that the cameras should be a higher resolution, have a higher megapixel count, and also have some built-in improvements like built-in LED flicker mitigation, and also Tesla is going to be dropping the number of front-facing cameras from 3 down to 2. Since these cameras are going to be higher quality, have more resolution, they don't need as many cameras. It also looks like Tesla is working on heating components for the cameras to sort of keep them operational even in cold conditions, and that's really nice because as of right now, the current camera system can be inhibited by a lot of random things, by rain, by sunlight in a specific spot, and I know many who are in colder climates, if there's sort of frost over the camera or it gets too cold, the camera stops working, which means AutoPilot stops working and full self-driving stops working. So having some sort of built-in heating component to keep those cameras always functional, or at least a lot more reliable, should be a really nice upgrade to see. There's also some speculation due to some recent filings that Tesla will be bringing back a high-resolution radar system to these cars as well, in addition to a next-generation MCU and AP computer that should have some extra processing power that can sort of handle the current software stack of Autopilot and Full Self-Driving, and also have the sort of extra headroom and extra processing power to handle Autopilot and Full Self-Driving updates that come over the next couple of years, giving it a little bit more built-in future-proofing. And last but not least, some good news for Sonic fans out there. I know many of you were upset that the holiday update removed the Sonic game from the toy box. Good news on this, though, is that from a Tesla employee who has contacted Tesla directly, it looks like the game is currently, for whatever reason, temporarily suspended, but will be coming back in an update sometime soon. So it is not gone forever, just temporarily suspended for whatever reason, but to answer your question, it is coming back. We just don't know as of right now when that's going to be, so keep an eye out for that. All right, guys, I'm curious, what are your thoughts on the biggest Tesla news of the week? Your thoughts on some of these secret changes, your thoughts on the color options coming, what new color would you like to see, thoughts on the refreshed Tesla, hardware 4, standard range Model Y. What are your thoughts on Tesla as it stands right now? Are you happy to see the price cuts? Are you noticing more demand, more chatter from friends or family? Or are you seeing some negative things? Let me know your thoughts down below. We can discuss. We can discuss, and I will not hit the mic. As always, I appreciate you guys watching these videos. Thank you so much. I'm Robert Rosenfeld. I'm a little too animated here. Take a deep breath, calm down. I know the voice gets a little much. Bring it down for you guys. Thank you so much, and I'll see you all in the next one.